Hey guys, VGSquiggy here, and welcome to episode 7 of Shooting the Shit with VGSquiggy. And today, it's probably going to be a shorter episode. Real quick with the channel update. Not a lot has changed. This week we started Uncharted 4, and that will continue into next week. And we will finish that before we head into Uncharted Lost Legacy, which my pre-order is officially paid in full for. So that's exciting, and I also found out that since I pre-ordered it, I am also going to get a free digital code for the first Jak and Daxter game. So that may be something that you see on the channel in the future. But that's really about it for the channel. Today I just wanted to talk about one of my favorite things, and that is horror movies. My first horror movie I ever saw, I was about 4 or 5 years old, I think, and I vividly remember watching the original Evil Dead, which is one of my father's favorite horror movies, and he has been a major influence in my movie taste and my music taste and really everything. That movie is, of course, directed by Sam Raimi, who is one of my favorite horror directors. Some of my other favorite directors include, of course, Alfred Hitchcock, George Romero, John Carpenter, Wes Craven, Cronenberg, and I don't really have a definitive ranking for all of my favorite directors, but I'm just going to put number one, for the sake of this video, is going to be Stanley Kubrick, because my favorite horror movie is A Clockwork Orange. Now, Clockwork Orange, there's some debate whether it's a horror movie or not. Some people consider it just a thriller. I consider it a horror movie, a psychological horror. Clockwork Orange is one of those movies that I've seen countless times, and I still enjoy it every single time I see it. I have tattoos for Clockwork Orange that I've gotten, and I also have I have the ability to quote most of the movie, but jumping away from maybe the good parts of horror movies, I'd like to comment on the current status of horror movies in Hollywood. So movies in general have been kind of lackluster for the most part. Obviously, every year there's the standouts, but they've been kind of lackluster in Hollywood for a while. We've seen lots of remakes, lots of sequels, and not a lot of original ideas. But it seems that when there is an original idea, it is one of two extremes. It's either extremely awful or extremely great. One of the last movies I saw this year was Baby Driver. If you guys haven't seen it, it's about a getaway driver, and he works with bank robbers. And it's really, really good. It's an original idea, and it's probably the best movie I've seen this year. Another movie that came out this year that was a standout for me was A Cure for Wellness, which some would probably call a horror movie. I consider that to be a thriller. But A Cure for Wellness, it came out and was greeted by mixed reviews. I personally really liked it. A lot of that is probably because it's shot extremely well. The cinematography is excellent. on it, and I'm a cinematography geek, so that may have had a lot to do why I liked that one. But in general, it's kind of sad to see, you know, off the top of my head, the first one I can remember was, I believe, 2009. They did the reimagining of Friday the 13th, which I believe starred Jared Padalecki from Supernatural, and that movie was just awful. I'm sorry. It was, I don't know. It wasn't a Friday the 13th movie, in my opinion. It was, which is weird because it's a very simple formula. People go to a camp. Doesn't even have to be a camp, really. And they get stalked and murdered by Jason. And this was, Jason finds these people that are in a cabin, and it's like a trapped in the house movie, and I didn't like it. And then, of course, they did Nightmare on Elm Street, got the same treatment, and so yeah, there's a lot of remakes that are going on. The next one to come out is It, which I will admit, it looks good. And if you want to be technical, there never has been an It movie. It's just been the TV miniseries from 1990 that has later been considered to be kind of a movie. Although if you do put it together as a movie, I believe it's about 3 hours long. But the new It movie does look good. I have high hopes for it. But that could be its undoing, because I don't know if, honestly, I don't know if Bill Skarsgård can live up to the expectations of anybody who has seen Tim Curry's performance in the original series. They do have one of the kids from the Stranger Things Netflix series is playing Richie, who was played by Seth Green in the 1990 series. So that, I'm sure that he'll do well. And don't take this the wrong way. Like, I'm not saying that every movie that's come out, every horror movie that's come out since like 2004 has been terrible. Some of my favorites are like Insidious, The Conjuring, the first Conjuring, and the first Insidious. Like there's ones that have been really, really good. I remember watching the first Insidious, and it like genuinely scared me when it came out. But yeah, so I think in general, horror movies as they stand right now are kind of on a downfall. But I don't know, maybe you guys have a different opinion. And I'd love to hear those opinions, or what your favorite movie is, your favorite horror movie, your first horror movie, or just some favorite directors that you have. So yeah, let me know all that down in the comments below. And all that being said, that's going to end episode 7 of STS, and I will see you guys next time.